cantina. Please remember, tip the Wookiee bartenders 20%. No droids, bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies, no Disney canon fans of any kind, unless you're a fan of The Mandalorian. And Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, you are not welcome here. If you are a fan of Adam Driver, I will throw you out, or one of the Wookiee bartenders will, or Wookiee bouncers. And if you start a fight, take it out in the alley. Gunfights, take this shit out in the street. No gunplay in the cantina. If you broke it, you bought it. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about what happened yesterday. And I gotta say that there are things that we haven't asked. There are things that we don't talk about, and we should. And one of them is Kathleen Kennedy really that powerful anymore? 2012, I'd say yeah. Now, with her failure at Lucasfilm being so obvious, I'd say no. I mean, not even a little bit. She may have collateral as an information on people that could hurt them, but in reality, she's not. And here's the thing. We've heard rumors of DC and Warner Brothers wanting to hire Jon Favreau away. Okay, I could see that. He's talented, he's a good guy, and he's a great boss to work for. But I gotta tell you something. Never have we heard rumors in the 9 years St. Kathy of Kennedy has been at Lucasfilm. Have we ever heard of Warner Brothers, Universal, Paramount, blase, you name the movie studio? None of them people, we've never heard rumors about them trying to court her away from Disney. I mean, I would say in 2013 would have been a good time for someone to drop an extra $50 million on her ass and say, why don't you come work for us? Because you're so great at your job. Why is that? Could it be because she's not? Could it be because they don't want her around? Could it be because she's really terrible at her job? I mean, this is a woman who lost the favor of Steven Spielberg. Is she more powerful than Steven Spielberg? I don't think so. I would much rather be on his good side than on her bad side, than her good side. All right. Is she more powerful than Oprah? No, she's not. She's just a woman who does a really lousy job, probably holds some dirty secret cards, and that's it. And yet nobody ever brings it up. Nobody ever asks, why haven't the other studio heads been clamoring for her? Because she's not good at her job. She's not. That is the testament. That is the 411 on that. And the reason is this. She went there. They knew she was tough to deal with. She doesn't look like she ever wants to compromise. She wants what she wants and throws a temper tantrum, and a spoiled brat temper tantrum at that, if she doesn't get what she wants. And it's really interesting to me watching this all kind of happen. And it's very interesting to me that she's still where she is. I would think if she was doing such a great job and had made tons of money for Disney, that other people would want her, and it's obvious they don't. It's an open secret in Hollywood that she hasn't done a good job. So why is she still there? We all know why. Are they afraid of firing a woman? Do they just want her to leave quietly? does she have secrets that are pertinent to somebody's, legal issues, like Bob Iger? And here's another question. If you're Bob Chapek and you're responsible to the investors and you're responsible to the board of directors, you're responsible to the employees, and you've got this woman literally by her presence alone dropping shit on everything. Star Wars and The Rock. She's hurt Marvel. She's hurt other Disney properties just by her presence at Lucasfilm. Do you think that the health of the company is more important than Bob Iger? If I was Bob Chapek and I came over from the parks, so, he's an engineer. He really doesn't have a lot to say about, what goes on in Hollywood. And I'm sure he's heard rumors and stuff, but, what would you do? I'd fire her. Okay. And the reason why is the health of the company outweighs Bob Iger's personal issues. Those are his problems. And the company might take a hit, right away. But eventually it'll come back. Because it's really interesting. I can't remember who it was, which one of my subscribers it was. Hello, Elle. But they said something about Disney losing 4% the moment her name was mentioned. Think about that. That's how bad she is for the companies, is that they can't even mention her name without losing money. Yeah, it's already taken a hit. Carl, have you seen the latest? Because I haven't looked. So what does he have to lose by saying, Kathy, I think it's time for you to go. We're not doing any more of this High Republic stuff. It's a joke. The fans are mocking us. The Star Wars can't even put a video on the YouTube channel without being ratioed into oblivion. Oh, I haven't looked. That's why I asked you, Carl. So, what's the reason for keeping her around? To keep her quiet till she leaves? When's that gonna be? And why is she allowed still? Why is she allowed still to sabotage other people's work when they don't answer to her? Why? These are the questions that need to be answered. Cinna Dave, yeah, the bestest character ever. These are really the questions that need to be answered. Is it worth keeping her around? Because and apparently Iger's leaving in December, which is good and bad, depending on how you think of it. Is it worth him, his good fortune to hurt Disney? No. I'd be like, if I was Chapek, I'd be like, Bob, we need to talk. I need to get rid of her. And I know she says she's got something terrible about you, but I got the good of the company to worry about. And I'm sorry. We're friends. I'm sorry, but I gotta do this. Yeah, that would boost the stock if Lucas came back and they did a restructuring. And again, with this Mosa and Gupta, it looks like they were already setting up the new structure when Kennedy walked out. My problem is her being allowed to sabotage The Mandalorian. Now, people are freaking out that the books are blah, 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 and Mandalorian Season 3. Hey, John 42. I got a question. Have you guys heard if Mandalorian Season 3 has even started filming yet? Because I don't know. I haven't heard. And it'll be very interesting because The guys at Midnight's Edge is saying they're having a real hard. They're having a hard time with people being scared and everything. And I'm like, have they even started filming? I'm not, I'm really not concerned about it. I think everything's going to be fine. I really, really do. I think this is, yeah, okay, so it starts filming in April. Okay, so why? All right. So, maybe they're having trouble with pre-production. Who knows? So, who knows? But I want to tell you guys something. And I'm going to make sure you all listen. Chapek said nothing at all. What he said was basically what the lawyers told him to say. Because he can't, if he was to say something bad about her, her lawyers could come back. Okay? That's the problem. And we got to remember that. Okay? We got to remember that stuff. And I know people wanted to hear something really juicy and really spicy. And we weren't going to. It's what Chapek didn't say. First of all, he stumbled around and said a few uhs in his statement. He was taken aback by the question. And I'm sure he wasn't happy having to deal with it. And like his answer about Gina was a canned bullshit response. He didn't answer the questions either way. Neither answer was an answer to the questions. And Lorena Creel on Midnight's Edge yesterday, I don't think so, 14B. I don't. There's no long game. She should be gone now. I can't believe there aren't any. I can't believe that she hasn't violated at least half of her contract already. I know, it's all clickbait, and I'm not doing that, and you guys know that. I'm really, and if people are making money on their channels, they have to do that. But I'm like, why don't you just tell people the truth? Why don't you just tell people, instead of, but hey, if that's what they need to do, that's fine. Yeah, it was corporate deflection. We don't really know what's going on in the background. And somebody said, I think one of you guys said, maybe it was one of you, maybe someone who's not in the chat yet, who said basically, there could be something going on with the story group, which is why those books are being pulled. We don't know. These are questions that should be asked. People can believe, I can't believe, after all the shit that went down, that Kennedy can just do whatever she wants still. Favreau doesn't really answer to her. All right? And the Mandalorian visual dictionary shouldn't be part of her thing. But it's part of the story group, and the story group is hers. So, is there something going on with the story group? We don't know. But I do have to say this. The story group is fucked up. If you're Bob Chapek and you're looking at what they produced, you're like, you can't possibly feel like any of this is going anywhere, that it's any good. I refuse to believe that. Okay, I refuse to believe that. I really, really do. But that's just me. I can't, the High Republic is a joke. Everything she's done is a joke. Literally, well, keeping her calm, what is she? A freaking, piece of nuclear fuel? I can't, I'm literally like, let's go on to Market Watch and see if we can't get some answers about where Disney stocks are. Market Watch. And the reason why, marketwatch.com. This is the place I go to. I don't financial news. I've never really been a financial person, but okay, let's see. Of course, I've got all this, I love my Apple computer, but I gotta tell you, man, there's so much shit on it that happens because it's all connected to everything else that I can't. Okay, so it's up. It's at, I'll show you guys. So there it is. See where it was? It dropped. Now it's going back up. It's not, it's pretty volatile, it looks like to me. I mean, look at this. That was just today. You know, and I'm going to tell you, this is an inflated stock. Okay. This isn't a stock that should be priced this high. I mean, it should be probably, I'm going to say it about $100 a share. I mean, and we know that Disney's bought a lot of its own. It was down to 194.51. You know, and they got the 65 day range. It was down to $79 last March. $79 a share. And it shouldn't be this high. So this is inflated. This is a stock whose bubble is going to burst. All right, I'm going to say that right now. In fact, if you own Disney stock, get out. Get out. In fact, I might actually send a message to my own financial planner and just ask him what he thinks. Because this is a dumpster fire. All right. I really don't see them having any solid reason to have their stock up this high only to hide their financial issues. Remember, this is a company that is probably close to $100 million in debt, if not $100 million in debt. They are purported to have the second highest corporate debt load after AT&T. But AT&T, with all the stuff they're doing with Warner Brothers, takes it very seriously. Disney obviously does not. Absolutely does not. And, you know, this is where her job is decided. Okay. No, they were 79. That's as low as it ever got, Alex. It was never $74. Lowest it ever got that I saw last year for when COVID started was about $79. And then it went up to 94. And, you know, because they were touting streaming and it was a joke. I mean, to people, anybody that watches this stuff, it's a joke. I mean, Disney's basically a streaming company right now. This is inflated. And they used your money, U.S. taxpayers, government loans, your money, to buy their own stock. Now it just went up to 197.47. So it's up 1.52. Now it's back down. I have a feeling this it is 11:30. I have a feeling this is going to go down again. It's still too high. Even if it goes down to 192, it's still too high. And the reason is this. It's an inflated stock. They bought their own stock and they're inflating it. And you know when you see it go up, they're buying their own stock back. They have to make it look like it's doing well, and it's not. And if I was a stockholder, I would, a big one, I would tell Chapek, if you don't get a hold of this problem with Kennedy, that we're pulling out. Well, that Kate, that would be great. Where they announce the new CE or the new president of Lucasfilm, Jon Favreau. That would be great. You know, I do think that there are going to be a lot of major announcements coming. All right, it's gone down again. Now it's 197.17. You know, it's back up to 197.19. I really think that would be the way to go. It's convincing her to leave. The woman is not in demand, so she doesn't have a reason to leave. You know, Alex, a lot of people say that. I know Valiant Renegade says that. I know a lot of other people say it. And I have a hard time believing that her being president of Lucasfilm is that important to her producing a movie. All right, she doesn't really need to be there in that capacity. And remember, this woman lost the favor of Steven Spielberg. All right, and probably because she screwed George over. And I think the reason why he left Indiana Jones and is only an executive producer is because of what she did to George. All right. I mean, in the end, Spielberg's going to stick up with his friend. Do I? If Favreau's best mission right now is to lay low and just wait it out. Okay. Yes, I do. I do believe that once she's gone, they will attempt to get Gina back, but they have to get rid of the people that caused all the trouble. And I mean the 40 that were gonna gangbang her on. Well, you know, maybe Mohsen Gupta is the person taking over Lucasfilm. Maybe that's, and maybe, and I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna bring this up with Tom. In fact, when I'm done here, I'm gonna send him a message and say, this shit didn't start until Mohsen Gupta came on. All right. And I really think that Mohsen Gupta being there, doing the streaming stuff, and basically doing Kennedy's job for her is a signal that she's not wanted there. She, you know, again, I'm gonna say she went behind the backs of the Bobs with this Gina thing. This is at least the second time, if not the third time, she's done that. Oh, if look, the reason why Pablo went after Star Wars Theory, and the reason why I'm getting trolls, and these trolls I know come in from inside Lucasfilm, just like what Gina said. They're scared to death. They're people don't lash out the way they're lashing out unless there's something about to hit the fan. Okay, they're trying desperately to protect themselves. They're trying desperately, and it's not working. Okay, it is not. It's not. Everybody sees. I mean, I haven't gone. Okay, let's do this. Let's go up here. Let's go to YouTube, just for the hell of it. Okay, just wait. Go StarWars.com. Star Wars. The channel. Okay, let's check out the channel. Let's see what the new video is. Okay. They've got one that says private video. Oh, that's weird. I'll go back. They got The Mandalorian on this. And a week ago, this was the last one. This was the last. Let's go to videos real quick. All right, so we got that, the thing about the Razor crest, 5 days ago. But see all this? Notice how they're not doing any more High Republic shit. Only Mandalorian. We have merchandise only for Mandalorian coming out. We have, when you look at the board that they put up about all the stuff that Disney Streaming's coming out with, High Republic isn't on there at all. Bad Batches and Mandalorian is front and center. Okay? They're not even noticing the bad or the High Republic anymore. I'm gonna look at this, see what it says.
This week, the Razor Crest lands in Galaxy of Heroes. We share your favorite Star games and more.
No thanks. No, go away. Okay, let's see. We've got 22,000 downvotes for that one. We've got, and the comments. It's literally the same comments. I mean, these guys are getting pummeled. Okay? I'm gonna tell you guys this. The shit's hitting the fan. I don't care what anybody says. You know, people are very negative. They're down in the dumps right now. And it's time not to be, because we don't know what's going on. You know, Bob Iger saying, you know this shit for years to come. Or Bob Chapek. It's like, excuse me, but I didn't hear him say anything. He said what he had to say. You know, look at what's going on. They're not talking about the High Republic. There is no money for it. And I know the High Republic authors and the story group and that bitch Kennedy all think, well, if they just advertise more of it and marketed it, we get me. They're not doing that because no one wants it. If there was a want for it, it would show in sales, in comments. Okay. The backlash against Kennedy is against them too, because they have not done anything that has been successful, that people want. This is all about the market, what the consumer wants. You know? Oh yeah, I do too. I do too. And it would have been what people... Well, they use bots to attack Gina. I mean, I don't know what a Twitter bot is. I'd like somebody to explain it to me. But Gina basically said, Fire Gina Carano came from inside Lucasfilm, the story group. Pablo. You know. And it's very interesting to me that they can't stop themselves. I would, if I was Bob Chapek, I'd probably take marketing and the social media away from Kennedy. I would probably hire someone to do it, to do that part. Oh, I know. They're trying to make a proof or prove to people that whatever, and it's like, you know, it's not spam. Okay, it's not. I mean, and again, if you want to talk to Bob Iger and Bob Chapek themselves, listen to this. I will give you their emails. Robert.chapek@disney.com. Robert.a.iger@disney.com. And remember to spell Iger right. Iger. Okay. Let them know. Okay. This is, look, ultimately Star Wars really actually belongs to us. They're just the caretakers. And they're doing a lousy fucking job. They're doing a lousy fucking job. And it's time for us to tell them to their faces. You know, I am still trying to figure out how to get a hold of BlackRock and the rest because those guys need to step in. If Chapek doesn't have the balls enough to do it, they need to say, she goes or we go. Because if that happened, she'd go. Period, full stop. Because they're the ones with the hotlines right into Iger's or to their offices. Mr. Chapek, it's Mr. Buckley on line 1 for you. Mr. Chapek, it's Mr. Fink on line 1 for you, on line 2 for you. You know. Well, I think they are. I think that the comments are everywhere. And that's just what it is. So anyway, but we have a woman who is purported to be the most powerful woman in Hollywood, though no one is going out of their way to hire this dazzling example of film creativity. Wonder why. No one's trying to court her away from Disney. There have never been any rumors about that. Oh, congrats! Congrats! That's great news, man. You know, it's an open secret that she's a total failure. She's lost Steven Spielberg's patronage. Why is she still there? I mean, I don't give a, and here's the deal. Like I said, either the health of Disney itself matters or kissing her bony ass is the only thing that matters. Which is more important? Your responsibility to your investors, to your employees, to the board, or protecting Bob Iger and kissing her ass. You're welcome. Think about it. I really, it blows my mind. A lot of this just blows my mind that that they're doing this, that there's been no movement, that there's been no solid movement. And oh, I know. I mean, that's the only thing she's ever done. KK's claim to fame was a talk show she created in San Diego. She was born in Berkeley, California. Her father was a judge and a lawyer. She went to San Diego after getting hurt. Now, she graduated college, I think, in 1971 with a degree in film, which is already not kosher anymore because film had already took leaps and bounds. And she went to San Diego, started this talk show, and then when she saw Close Encounters, she jumped in a car, drove up to L.A. and bunked with her twin sister. That's scary. Met John Milius and started working for him. And then Spielberg was impressed with her organizational skills and hired her away. All right, and that's how this shit happened. She's really kind of a strange person. There's no organic need for her to just go out and make a movie. She always glommed onto other people. Milius, Spielberg, Lucas, Zemeckis, Clint Eastwood, and others. Okay. She's a very strange person. She's never really done, and of course her husband, anything beforehand what I mean by that is taking over Lucasfilm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, she was so pissed off. She was so beyond angry at that. I can't imagine. I mean, Pablo being pissed off. It, and the idea that they're allowed to do this. I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most. If we had that kind of office culture in Dick Armey's office when I worked there, the person who was actually causing the problem, not the victim, the person causing the problem, being the mean girl shit and undermining basically what the boss is trying to accomplish, would be gone. They'd be fired. You can't have that in a professional work environment. And to me, Lucasfilm is not professional anymore. It is not. Their mission is to be dickheads to people, not do their jobs, completely abandon what they're supposed to be doing. And that's it. It's like, I have a hard time with this. Okay, I have a hard time with any of this. And it really boggles the mind that Disney's allowed it to go on. Iger just kind of floats above it like, I didn't know that. To her, derp, derp, derp. You gotta be kidding me. Absolutely kidding me on this. I can't, and I'm gonna tell you guys, something has to give, okay? Because if it doesn't, Star Wars is dead. If she's allowed to go on along much past this month, Star Wars is dead because she's gonna keep doing this shit. She's gonna feel entitled and allowed to fucking do it. And they're letting her do it. Okay? And we don't get any up-to-date news. I know, well, because they're literally, these two guys, the Bobs, don't know what the fuck they're doing. If I was like somebody like Mortimer Buckley or Larry Fink or Ron O'Hanley, I'd be like, what the hell are you guys doing there? This is our money. And I've explained how she hasn't. You trust me, there will be a troll going, Star Wars made it money back, and they'll quote gross box office. I've explained to you why that's retarded, and only a retarded millennial that can't math and doesn't understand how movies are actually made and how they're financed would run with that, and those are the people that Kennedy loves. I cancel Disney until they fix this mess. Again, you want to tell the Bobs how you feel, nicely worded email, robert.chapek@disney.com, robert.a.iger@disney.com. Iger spelled Iger. Okay? They need to know. They need to hear from us. They really, really do. Okay? This is beyond anything. I mean, she is tainted. I know, but if she's gone, it'll be a lot easier because there's no one to protect these people. I mean, like I said last night, I'd envision doing it quick, like pulling off Band-Aid, having a list of all the people that caused trouble on the Mandalorian set too for Gina, having them come in with everything set up, and there you go, and showing them their tweets. Well, emails are easy too. You can send her a letter. I'll go and sniff that out and put it up on the channel here. But I have sent plenty of emails. I mean, trust me, the assistant's going. And I don't care. Your boss is a lazy asshole who won't do his job. Fucking A. Oh, I'd run Lucasfilm better. And I would do exactly what I said. I would bring everybody into an auditorium. I'd have all the malefactors sitting together, and there'd be envelopes with their severance packages and their separation papers, our copy or their copy, and I'd absolutely fucking humiliate them. And they'd have to sign an NDA, so they couldn't talk about it. And I tell them, if I hear anything about Twitter, about you bad-mouthing the company, we're coming after you. Okay, Disney will come after you. It's time for you to go. Yeah, and I'll tell you something. They do talk to corporate. Corporate does know. All right, they have to put reports out. And there you go. I mean, I left online. If I had a yearly sub, I'd have to have called in, and oh boy, they would have heard a lot. And like I said, I'm not coming back until Kathleen Kennedy is gone. All right? There's no reason for this shit to keep on happening. And as long as she's there, feeling entitled and empowered, it will keep happening. I mean, and I'm going to say this, I have no cares to give if Bob Iger has a Me Too problem. I have asked, put it out there, has anybody heard of anything? Are there rumors out there? What is Hollywood saying? Nothing. Silence. Silence. Okay. Maybe it's somebody else at Disney they're protecting. Maybe Iger did something illegal. Yeah. Yeah. I'm, and of course, Chapek couldn't say they were going to, or she was resigning. And he couldn't do anything like that because her lawyers come back at Disney. They come back at him. They are, Kate? Who are? Who's there all? Ooh, I need more information. And I'm like, and then we got people freaking out. Dude, we've got a whistleblower suing them over that. Yes, I do think they cook the books. I think corporate culture at Disney is as corrupt. Yeah, now wait a minute. I'm going to say this. I have never heard Bob Iger's name and Jeffrey Epstein in connection. Maybe they are, but I've never seen it. Let's do a search. Let's go on to Bing. Oh no, not that one. This one. There. Bob Iger. Jeffrey. Okay, that came up. Okay, so the daily.com, here's a, and there's another one, Film Daily. There's only internet rumors, but I've never heard anybody really say anything about him and Jeffrey Epstein. I would like to know if that name's on the books, because there's only one Bob Iger I can think of. All right, if that's the case, I don't care. 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 None of us should care. Fire the bitch. All right. Let's see. Let's click on this just to see what it says. Open. All right. This was written on February 25th, 2020. All right. Disney announced Tuesday that Bob Iger will be stepping down as company CEO. And while many Twitter users reacted with memes about Iger is off to next, he's slated to take the role of executive chairman for the company, which is chairman of the board, which is actually the guy that kind of runs the company. And there's really, the company revealed, all right, blah, blah, blah. All right, now there is alleged ties to convicted sex offenders, Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, we'll stop there. Well, I'm not going to read anymore. We need more information. Okay, I don't buy it. I don't buy it, because it would be out there. We'd all been talking about this. The only place, and then they bring up Q, and Q is bullshit. Okay, I mean, all right. So I say, unless there's direct evidence, which is the plain manifests, no. And the reason why I say no is because I need direct evidence. There's no evidence except for a rumor on the internet started by an obvious conspiracy hoax, QAnon. And we've got to be real careful about how we report the news. We do. Here. Okay? We talk about rumors anyway. But those are rumors that, and whatever, and all I'm going to say this. I don't care, at any rate. Why would you want to protect somebody like that? Okay? Again, the company's health and financial stability is more important than that. Kate, not really. I mean, she just used her power to force Gina out. But really, when you're looking at Twitter, those are all just bots. Twitter's dying anyway. No one cares about what they think. And when you look at other social media, everyone's up in arms about it. Pissed. Okay? Don't give her so much power. All right? Don't give her power she doesn't deserve. All right? So anyway, I think Midnight's Edge in the morning is going to be on soon. So I'm going to go. All right? But you guys have a good afternoon. Listen to Midnight's Edge. I might be back later. I don't know. Maybe there's new stuff coming out. This has already been a hell of a week, and we need to calm down and chillax. There's a lot of things that people haven't thought about. And there you go. Anyway, Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy. All right. You too, Dave.